Insurance is a legal contract between an individual, or an organization, or an association and an insurance company. It is a situation where you pay a premium and then insurance company gives you protection for whatever it is that you are insuring. The reason why a lot of people don't really know insurance is because, insurance is not something you see in case of any loss. Okay. Insurance is supposed to come in and put you back in the position where you are. For you to prove to an insurance company that you had a claim, the very first thing that will happen, the moment there is a loss occurs, notify the insurance company. When you buy a life policy, it's better than just putting your money in the bank alone. And do you know, we've seen some people that they'll say they died and they did not die. They want to make claim. Yes, from insurance companies. Some even went as far as bringing out obituaries of themselves.
When you hear the word or the term insurance, I'm sure the first reaction that comes to your mind, it's a scam, or it's for just the big businessmen and women out there with a lot of cars and exorbitant properties. But what if I told you that insurance is one of the smartest and also the most underrated, or let's just say underrated, ways in which you can protect your life, your properties, and your hustle? So today's guest is Mrs. Koleoso Jumoke, and she's here to break down, insurance for the everyday Nigerians like you and I. Welcome, ma.
Thank you very much.
I was checking your resume and I'm like, what? I can't wait to be like you. So you have over 30 years experience. Please give us a little bit of, intro.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jumoke Koleoso. I started working in the insurance industry as far back as 1994 with Lasaco Assurance. LMAC was during the last there was a recapitalization that we had. LMAC was acquired by Lasaco Assurance. So in 2007, I was one of the few that went from LMAC to Lasaco Assurance. So I'm presently in Lasaco.
Wow.
I'm an assistant general manager in charge of corporate institutions in marketing, and we market insurance.
Oh, it's good to have you on the show. But in your introduction, you said something assurance, and I'm like, is there a difference between insurance and assurance?
Oh, well, not much difference. In insurance, we can say insurance is for general products, and then assurance when you're talking of life products. But everything is just the terminology.
Yeah.
So Lasaco Assurance,
all right,
was the terminology being used then.
Yeah. Even
though that time too we were underwriting both general and life businesses. And Lasaco is Lasaco Assurance PLC.
So speaking of insurance, assurance, all of that, so, people, let's just address the elephant in the room. People believe and they are so stood by it that, okay, insurance is a scam, it's for the wealthy and, things like that. What's your take on that?
Well, thank you very much. Insurance is for everybody. Insurance is for the low income earners, it's for high income earners, high businessmen, and then small scale businesswomen or men. So there is nobody that insurance is not meant for. It's just that a lot of people don't really know what it's all about. That's why we have that talk of scam. Insurance is not a scam. If you are talking in the international world, anything you buy, you insure.
Wow.
It's because insurance is not really accepted in Nigeria. That's why a lot of people see it as being a scam. And maybe because of some experiences that some people have had, maybe in the past, and they feel, or some don't even have that experience. The experience was maybe somebody else's experience. And they didn't really know the nitty-gritty of the whole thing. And they just assume it's a scam.
So yeah, and speaking of experience, right? As a marketer, you've been able to convince people and, tell people about insurance and how they can get started with it. Can you give me like a background story to anybody that, we were able to convince that, okay, this is how we should go about it,
Okay, thank you. Actually, in our dealings in marketing, you deal with both individuals, you deal with organizations, you deal with associations. So in my own line of business, I've had to deal with everybody. Actually, when I was in Elmark, I wasn't a marketer. I was in corporate affairs department. But as far back as that time, I knew what insurance was. And I could sell insurance to anybody, individuals on the street. You buy a new car as you are dedicating your car, maybe in my church. I just tell you, you have to do the insurance, or you just built your house, or you even have a business. And those things are not covered, You need to do insurance of all those assets. So I've had cause to explain to people. And then I've had cause to also go to some associations.
Yourself, you walk in there.
Talking to, sometimes the opportunity just comes and you have the opportunity to address associations and you tell them this business you are doing, even though it's a small business, but if your assets are not insured, in case anything happens, you'll be back to square one.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, insurance is there to assist you, to put you back in your original position. So I've had cause to explain to people. I've had cause to even explain to even those at some organizations that feel, you have staff, you have like 3 members of staff. You're supposed to do group life insurance for them. So in my line of business, I've had cause to talk to different people. Let me give you a small example. There was a time I just went for a meeting, an estate meeting. And while they were talking, they now mentioned that there was a man that his car was vandalized. Of course, as an insurance person, my mind just went to it. And I asked, later, I just put up my hand. I said, please, that was my first time in that meeting.
Wow.
I said, hope the man did insurance. Because they were talking about raising money for the man. Then I said, I know he didn't. I said, if he had done insurance, we won't be here talking about raising money for him.
Yeah.
He would have just presented whatever he has, and then insurance will be able to
pick up on that
and pay the claim. So.
But you spoke about experience earlier on, and for that, people don't really understand insurance, like the definition of insurance. What exactly is insurance? Okay, and the types of insurance that we have. I've heard of HMOs, health insurance, and things like that. So, is there a way you can break it down for us a bit?
Thank you. The insurance is a legal contract between an individual, or an organization, or an association, and an insurance company. It is a situation where you pay a premium, and that premium is the money you pay. It's like you want to purchase something, you pay a premium, and then insurance company gives you a kind of cover, protection for your properties or yourself, or anything, whatever it is that you are insuring. The reason why a lot of people don't really know insurance is because insurance is not something you see. It is it's something you don't see.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something you don't see, but it's a service that is being rendered. So it is that service you are paying for, and that is where the premium comes in. You are paying for that service that insurance is rendering. And in case of any claim, in case of any loss, insurance is supposed to come in and put you back in the position where you are before you took the insurance.
Okay, so you said it's a service that you pay, because I was speaking to someone about insurance, and he was like, do you know that footballers and people in the sport and people even regular people insure their body, their head, their how ridiculous is that? So what are the kind of insurance plans and things we should know about?
Actually, it's not ridiculous. It's something. If you put a premium, a value on something,
all right,
it's something you hold there that you do insurance for. So that means you are even supposed to do, your life is there to you. As an everyday person, you can be going on the street and have an accident, God forbid. That is, if you had a personal accident insurance company will come in place. You are driving your car, there's you hit somebody or somebody hits you. If you have insurance, there won't be cause for people fighting on the road. You just see some people when they are quarreling and they are shouting on themselves, just find out they don't have insurance, even the smallest one, which is a third party. There are so many insurances that we can do. We have motor insurance. You have comprehensive. You have third party, which is very compulsory. And you have third party fire and theft. That third party that is compulsory, it was made compulsory so that a third party liability. In case you hit somebody, you are the one that hits the person. The person shouldn't go through the stress of having to fix his or her car. Because you hit that person, if you have third-party insurance company will pick up that person's car and fix it.
Wow.
But your own will not be fixed because you've not done comprehensive. But if you do comprehensive, it covers you, it covers the person, the other person, and it covers so many other things. So we always advise that people should go for comprehensive, but a lot of people still feel no, I will do third party. If you do comprehensive insurance, when you hit somebody or your car is hit, and you pay for you make a claim to the insurance company, by the time they are giving you the money for the claim, they will repair that person's car, repair your own. You won't need to spend too much of your own money. You might need to spend part because there's something we call excess in insurance. There's a part that you as the insured has to bear in every insurance. Yes, it's something we call duty of care. The fact that you have insurance does not mean you should live recklessly. It doesn't mean you should drive recklessly. So there's a part that you need to bear in every insurance that is. But for the third party, everything will be paid in full.
Wow. So, speaking of, let me not say speaking. So that people believe that God will protect them. They are covered, And what are some of the most ignored, but it's very important insurance packages? Is it called a package or what do we call it? Policies that we should actually, go for.
Thank you. We've been talking about the motor insurance. It's very important. If you go for motor insurance, if you go for life policies for yourself, for your children, for a breadwinner of the house, when you have a life policy, in case of death.
So if the person dies, who then takes the money or how does it go? The
beneficiaries. Okay. There are some people that have been thrown on the streets just because their father did not have any insurance and there was no money to take care of them. Sometimes people have money they keep in banks, and once they die, if the wife does not know about it or the children knowing about it, that's the end.
Wow.
But for insurance, a beneficiary would have been mentioned right from the moment that person is buying the insurance. So you've given your beneficiaries, and in case of death, insurance company will reach out to the family because once they know that this person is dead, they'll be able to say, oh, these are the beneficiaries, whether the wife or the children, and then they'll be able to give them what the sum assured that person has, been paying for over the years. Nobody's paying for that, but it happens. So life policies are very important. And even in life policies, we're talking about children insurance, children policies. The insurance that you will take up, so that in case of death, the children will not be thrown out of school. Insurance will take up their school fees till the end of the school, whether nursery and primary, whether secondary, up to tertiary levels.
So would you say insurance is also like trust fund for your children,
Well, there are two different things, kind of. Insurance is in trust fund, they are putting up money for the children. Maybe there'll be trustees that'll be in charge of these assets, the properties of the deceased. Okay. And anytime there's a control. But in insurance, fine, the money is still the money is cash and it's kept for the beneficiaries. So in case of death, it is that money that will be taken and it will be given immediately. But I think in trust fund, they can space it, they can control it and say, no, we'll be giving you, bit by bit, or until we sell so property. In insurance, it's cash.
Or you clock a certain age as well.
Yes, they might say that even in trust fund, you'll say until a certain age. I know a particular man that died and, with all his wives, he had so many wives and so many children. He said until the last child had finished school. Maybe I can't even remember whether tertiary now. Until the last child that's when the trust fund should come in. But if it's insurance, they would have paid out.
Wow.
Because there would have been a payout once we know that person is late and all documents are provided. Then,
people, Nigerians, people generally are they're not just ignorant. They sometimes, want to go behind the law. How can you be sure that, okay, something has happened? Because I've heard of different scenarios whereby people set their shops on fire, purposely damaged their properties, injure themselves, give self-harm to themselves just because they want to collect the claims of the insurance. How do you, like, the insurance, the companies go about this and, pursue this, things like that?
Thank you. Everywhere, there's always, people have this mind of committing fraud. It's such a sad case, but it happens a lot. I've even seen a situation where one man made a claim. He said his car had an accident, and while they were carrying out the investigation, they now discovered that car had been left. Maybe it was just there for a very long time. Maybe he had a major fault and the person could not repair, just parked it. It was while they were carrying out investigation that they now noticed cobwebs inside the car. So you can imagine. So it's possible. I think that man pushed the car against the wall. And sometimes you might not know, like accident, for example. If it happens to manufacturers, you just discover that there was a fire incident. You might not really know what caused it. You might not know whether it was really an accident, but it's when we carry out investigations, but some still get away with it. But one day is for the thief, and every day is for the thief, one day is for the owner. And that there's times when some people do multiple insurances, but one way or the other in the insurance associations that we have, there was one that was discovered. In fact, it happened in my company too. I was even the person that insured that person's car, because the person came to me, brought my card. I can't remember. I go to many places. I give her my complimentary cards. And he brought my card. Of course, you want to do insurance? Oh, it's all right. We did insurance. Thank God that one of us went for one of the meetings and discovered. Of course, after some time, the lady came back that there was a claim. She went for a program in the night. Our car was vandalized. I said, no problem. Bring all the documents. Bring the pictures and all those things. It was in one of the association meetings that they now discovered that same car had been going around. That person had been taking the car from one insurance company, making claims, going to another insurance company.
Oh my God.
In fact, when we invited the lady, in fact, the normal thing is just hand them over to the police. Yes.
Good. So speaking of that, insurance covers not just individuals. You can go into companies, students, families, and the like. We're going to touch a little bit on that, and then we'll go on a quick break, So companies, let's start with companies or small business owners. They believe that their businesses are just too small. They don't have enough to insure the business or insure the people in the business. What do you say about that? And how can they move forward from that? That
I've
ideology.
already mentioned it that insurance is for everybody. If you have an asset, even somebody living in a one bedroom apartment or just a room, you bought assets into that place. The television you bought, the fridge, all those things, they have a cost. They have values to them. You now put your mind back that in case anything happens to any of these things, where do I raise money to replace them?
So even this my wig like this, I can insure it.
You can insure it. It's like depending on the value you put on it.
Okay.
It's like 1 million, 2 million. You want to say, if this is stolen. But on a more serious note, for the small scale industries, for the barbers here and there, the small enterprises, all those things they are using, like the machine. I was in a place and I was talking to small scale owners like that. And I told her, one of them asked me, can I insure this my machine? I said, that your machine, if it's stolen or if there was a fire incident, you need to raise money to buy another one. Can you get the money just like that? That is where insurance comes in. And that's why we always say insurance puts you back in a position where you were, because that money, you are paying a small amount for your machine to be protected. You are paying a small amount for your shop to be protected, so that in case there is fire, in case there is burglary, you will know that my things are covered and I'll be able to, get back. At least, even if I need to add money, it won't be much. I will just have small money and then be able to buy even better equipment than I had before.
So if you want to start out, okay, we're talking about starting. We've heard now, we've learned, okay, that it's very good to insure everything that we have, properties, life, and the like. So, but how do we start? Like for a student, that wants to insure her phone or, just their laptop, how do they start the process? What are the requirements, the documents required, for things like that?
Thank you. All those things are, number one, you need to know you are dealing with registered insurance companies. You need to know, even if it's an agent that came to you, you have to be sure that the agent is registered. Or if you have brokers, they are like intermediaries. Brokers and agents are intermediaries in insurance industry. So they help insurance companies to get businesses where some insurance companies cannot get to. Sometimes it brings agents, a wider ring. Yeah. So if you can go to anyone that is registered, or you go directly to insurance companies, and then anything you want to insure, they'll just give you a form. You fill. Some have even done online. Some have that technology that they do insurances online. You fill a form. They need to take the picture of what you are insuring. They take the picture. They take down the maybe the asset number, the numbers, and so on, and then you pay a small premium. Pay a premium. For the students now, we have all risk. Students can insure their phones. They can insure their laptops. They carry all these things about. So we have what we call all risk insurance, so that anywhere you are, anywhere you go, if anything happens, maybe the screen got broken, it's covered. Wow. Insurance can cover it. And then personal accident. For a student, anything can happen. You can be traveling and maybe there was an accident. And that personal accident covers loss of life, loss of properties. It covers different things, even medical expenses.
So, are you trying to say that HMO is not like a part of an insurance, type of insurance?
It's not. It's another segment of insurance. It's not part of real insurance. Because HMOs are healthcare providers that work with hospitals to provide medicals for individuals. So it's like a kind of insurance, but it's not really the insurance we practice. But it's still part of it, because you pay a small premium for your health, and each time you go to the hospital, it covers
certain parts.
Yes.
So how do you identify, the right insurance agencies, companies, in order not to get scammed? Because, we want to dive into this now. How can we identify, are there registrations or, things we should ask them, when the agents come or when insurance, marketer comes to pitch to us? How can we identify that they're a legit insurance company?
Yeah, insurance companies are registered by NICOM. NICOM is the National Insurance Commission. NICOM oversees, they supervise the insurance industry. They are the regulators of the insurance industry. So anybody that is not registered with NICOM, you can get that on the website of NICOM. You can see all the registered insurance companies. You can go to websites and check, because there are so many people saying, this is where I work, and they are not really. So you need to check and confirm. It's not an age where you can't easily get things.
Access, yeah.
Informations are easily retrievable now. You can easily quickly go online, Google it, and confirm that particular company is registered, so that you don't deal with unregistered brokers or unregistered insurance companies or agents.
Well, we're going to a quick break now, and then when we come back, we're going to gist. Okay. So let's go on a quick break, and then we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Novice Podcast, and we're still on the conversation of insurance. So, Mrs. Jumoke, we've talked about the good and rosy parts of insurance, and definitely people will still talk and people still have their own experience on claims. So, what is even claims, and how do people always complaining that they don't receive their claims, and that's why they still believe that insurance is kind of a scam. So what do you think on that?
Thank you very much. A claim is, when you have an insurance a loss occurs, and then you go to the insurance company to at least try to get your money back for what you insured, the risk you insured against. So the claim that you are paying, that we are paying, we are the ones paying the claim. It's something to help you. Yes, I suffered this loss. Please, how do I get my things back? There are things that are supposed to be in place. There are documents you are supposed to provide. There are pictures that you're supposed to take. All this to prove the authenticity of that claim. Because, we've spoken about fraudulent, there are a lot of fraudulent people out there.
Yes.
And you can't, to be your word against theirs.
Yeah.
So for you to prove to an insurance company that you had a claim, the very first thing that will happen, the moment there is a loss occurs, notify the insurance company. So you can send an email, the world has gone really, there's a lot of technology in place. You just send a mail. This happened to me now. Another car just hit my car right there. Take the pictures. Take the picture of how it happened, what is happening. All those things are evidences that you need to provide. And the moment you send your notification to the insurance company, they will reply you and then send you a claim form.
Okay.
Now, we are sorry for your loss, this, that. Please fill this form. Attach every documentary evidence that you feel will help us. And if it's a small thing that the in-house claim staff can easily adjust, they will access it, they will check it, make sure everything is okay. If it's a case where you need police reports, they would have told you, we'll need the police reports, they would have mentioned all the things they will need.
Okay.
Once you send a mail, in their response to you, they would have given you all the necessary things you should provide. And then in all too, if it's a car now, they will tell you to get, even if it's a house, get an estimate of repairs, or you want to repair your car, please get an estimate. You submit all this and you will get an estimate from a recognized mechanic. Fine, it might be a roadside, but a mechanic that they'll be able to call and say, we have this from you. This was submitted to us. How much is this? This is how much it costs.
So you're going to include the mechanic's number?
Yes, you have to put, in fact, it's always better to put it on the mechanic's letterhead.
Okay.
With the phone number, the address. So in case they need to visit the mechanic, they'll visit the mechanic. Because we even have to verify, there's a lot of collusion. People want to reap where they did not sow. People want to just make money that they are not supposed to, even over what they are supposed to make. So, and we need to check it. In a situation where somebody will now make a claim, you now say, they did not honor my claim. Is it that you did not read the policy well? A lot of people don't read policies. And I said at the beginning that insurance is a legal contract. When you are giving that policy, you're supposed to go through it. See the things that are covered. See the things that you're expected to do.
Okay.
Everything would have been explained in that policy. But so many people don't really like reading policies. Many people are guilty of that. Meanwhile, they are not even in fine prints. They are boldly written. So it's just you taking your time to go through. And they are even stated, you would have seen them. It's not something that is even cumbersome.
Yeah.
But for you to just take it up, these are the things that I need to know. So that in case this happens, this is what I need to do. These are the things that are not covered. They are not covered in this policy because some people will feel once I do insurance, everything is covered. It's not everything that is covered. So that's why you need to go through your policy. And the things that they said are not covered, you can always call your insurance company and say, I noticed this is not covered. I noticed they might tell you, all those things are not covered. You can pay an extra
upgrade
amount and you'll get it. Or this is what will happen or this cannot even be covered at all.
Yeah.
Everything would have been explained to you. But a lot of people don't even have understanding of what the policies they bought. And that is where you come to a situation where, I was talking about motor third party the other time. When a car hits you, that car is supposed to, once there is insurance, you are supposed to make a claim. But a lot of people don't even know. They feel, let me just get this insurance and I don't want police to disturb me. It is not that. It is for you to even know your right, the right that you have.
True.
So that in case this thing happens to you, you know how to go about it.
True.
So normally, documentary evidences are very important when you are making your claim. and then you get, you have spoken about getting estimate of repairs and so on. And then the insurance company will take it from there. And any insurance company that is worth its salt will pay. You pay claims. And that is why we said deal with registered insurance companies. If you are dealing with an insurance company that is not registered by NICOM, there is nobody you can report to. Even in your policy, they would have put the website and how you can even get to NICOM is there in the policy. So that when you have a claim and you feel, this insurance company is dragging, they are not even getting, send a mail to NICOM.
Yeah.
They will retreat it. And in fact, you'll be surprised how they will take it up.
Wow.
So,
but it's funny though, but what if at the end of a very long period of time, you didn't have any loss? Is there, what happens to the,
when I started insurance in 1994, there's something we call no claims discount. When you insure your car, there's a no claim discount. And that means at the end of this year, if I did not have any claim, normally that time it was even 10%. It's 10% of the vehicle, the amount you bought the vehicle. 10% of it is the insurance premium. And then when you now graduate, every year, as you don't have a claim, they'll be giving you discounts. But because of the way insurance has gone over the years, you see a lot of people, you want to get the business at all costs. So the discount that you're supposed to get in about 5 years, they give you at once. And thank God for NICOM that even came to the rescue of insurance companies, because a lot of insurance companies would have gone under. Some were already charging as low as 1%, 2% for maybe a car of 30 million. So if there's a claim and the person only paid 1%, you now pay back almost 30 million, maybe a total loss. You pay back almost 30 million. Where is the profit? How much profit did you make on? So NICOM had to rescue insurance companies by saying your minimum should be 5%. So now, I told you where I'm coming from. It's 10%. So now that it's even 5%, you still see a lot of people say, that's so much. Meanwhile, you are paying something that insurance will be able to, fix. You two will be able to work with it. And then it's not just you. Everybody cannot have claims at once. Different people, insurance is a pool that we all put money into. That's how it is. It's like having a pot. We all pour water in it. And when somebody is thirsty, it's not everybody that will get thirsty at the same time.
But
when somebody is thirsty,
can you go to different
out of it.
I'm so sorry, ma.
No problem.
Can you go to different insurance companies and have different policies there? Register here.
No, not register your car. Once you register a car, is with one insurance company.
Okay.
But you can do life insurance policies with different insurance companies.
Oh, really?
Depending on what you want. Yes. It doesn't mean it has to be in only one place. No, if you can afford it, you can have an insurance policy with Lasaco. You can have with Aiko. You can have, you can have life insurance policy, but you cannot register the same assets.
Okay.
You like your car now. I was talking about that lady that was doing multiple, and she was making claims from everyone. So that one is not. It will not even go on. There is what we call NID, that platform where all vehicles that are insured in Nigeria are on NID. So that's why you see the police carrying, they will tell you your insurance has expired, or there's even no insurance on this vehicle. You wonder how they know. Because of that platform, there's a way they can put your number. Once they input your number or they take a snap picture of it, it will show whether it is insured or the insurance has expired or is not insured at all. That one was done by NICOM, and it is for all insurance companies.
Wow, that's very good. But just this month, the president, passed in a new bill or a reform. And then what does it actually mean for the everyday Nigerian? And, how can we move forward from this?
Well, that NIRA is it will help everybody, because it will make insurance companies to be very solid, because there's going to be recapitalization. Everybody will move from the level where we are. For life insurance companies, they will move up. It's a higher amount. For general, there's a higher amount they'll pay. For insurance companies, 35 billion. For life insurance companies, theirs is 10 billion. Wow. For non-life general, that's 15 billion. So and then for reinsurance is 35. So what it means is that when insurance companies are very solid, there's no claim, no insurance that we cannot do here. There are some insurances that we cannot just do in Nigeria. We just take small proportion and then we take the rest outside the country.
Oh, really?
Yes, because insurance companies too have to do insurance.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
If you don't do insurance, that's what we call reinsurance.
Okay.
If you don't do insurance, in case anything happens and it's too huge for you to handle, nobody will help you.
True.
So we need help. When we've had some catastrophic losses, like the END SARS, during the END SARS, for all the small the business owners that had insurance, we paid claims. Most insurance companies paid claims.
Wow.
And if you look at the huge claims we paid that year, in fact, it's affected so many insurance companies because we all paid so much. The END SARS was not something that we were expecting, and it came suddenly.
Yes.
And wiped so many shops were looted.
Yes, cars, vehicles. Yeah.
So for those that had insurance, they were able to make a claim. Unfortunately, some people would not have been able to rise from that fall because they didn't have insurance. So even the government, Lagos State government too had insurance.
I'm signing up today.
I know. Lagos State government too had insurance. We had to pay because Lasaco and some other insurance companies, we paid. And I know the huge amount we paid during that END SARS. There are some floods, flood will just happen in this, like this, you're lucky.
Yeah.
It can happen if you don't have insurance in place. Then there will be problem.
Hope you guys are learning a lot and you're seeing reasons why you should insure your properties, your life as well. So, what are some everyday Nigerians cannot really afford the huge insurance, how much? Okay, let me just start with how much. What is the minimum amount of money, that the everyday Nigerian can afford or pay?
Well, it depends on each individual.
Okay.
When we're talking about life policies, there are life policies that you can even do as low as 5,000 naira on a monthly basis.
Okay.
Some pay monthly, some pay quarterly, some have half yearly or annually. It depends on what is convenient for you. How much can you afford to pay?
Okay.
You have personal accidents that you can do for yourself and the members of your family. It's small amount depending on the value. Because, insurance is based on what is the value, or how much do you want to get? If it's life policy now, how much do you want to get at the end of the day? What is the sum assured? So it is that sum assured that will now be broken down into bits for you to be contributing. So if it's monthly that is convenient for you, from your salary, you can just be paying, if it's 5,000.
Okay.
And then you can say, I want to be contributing this, paying this 5,000 on a monthly basis for the next 3 years, for the next 3 years. So that at the end of the day, I can have a lump sum back with interest.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible in life policy. And then for a car, any car you are buying, we've said it, the cheapest one you can have is third party, which is 15,000 naira. And that is for, if you hit any other car, it's a third party. For the comprehensive, it depends on how much you bought the car. So if you bought a car for 10 million or you bought it for 20 million, the amount is just 5% of that amount.
Okay.
Yes. So, and then for all your assets, depending on how much you bought those things, you need to come out and say, this is the amount, and list out your assets. And then they'll be able to look at it. Okay, this is the total amount, and give you, for fire, for burglary, it's just a small 0.25, 0.2, depending on, it's a small rate that will be put on that sum insured.
Everyday Nigerian can actually afford it. Okay.
Everybody can afford it.
So before we jump on,
and even on that, we have microinsurance companies too.
Okay.
Microinsurance companies, they were licensed by NICOM. And they are even supposed, they are to go to the the low income earners.
Okay.
So that even the mama selling bolly can be insured. She can have insurance. Mm-hmm. They have different policies too that they handle. They have a susu. If it's 200 naira that they can afford to put down on a daily basis for insurance, 500 naira on a daily,
That's good.
all those daily income earners they can do. Even other insurance companies they have some policies like that they go to. How much can you? Okay, you can bring 200 every day. Okay, and they'll be noting it down so that when it's like savings, it's savings. So at the end of like 2 years, and you not get that money, even you yourself, you'll be surprised that, oh wow, you mean I've saved this because it's something that was not too difficult for you to bring out. So that at the end of the day, you would have said, oh, I was able to put up this amount within this short period. Oh, thank God. And you use it for something, worthwhile.
You just brought another question to my mind. Savings. Would you say it's better for you to just go fully into insurance rather than saving,
Well, insurance savings, when you buy a life policy, is better than just putting your money in the bank alone. When you buy life policy, you are saving money. Like we have some policies that we say, okay, I just want to be saving this money. It's not only for you to save and earn interest at the end of the period that you want to save it. It even covers life. It covers death. It covers death in case of death. There are some that covers critical illness. There are some that covers disability. So in case you lose, one loses a part of one's body, it's covered. So in as much as I'll say, fine, it's good to save, it's good to put your money in the bank, you get interest maybe depending on what you are doing. But when you buy insurance policy and you are saying, I want to put this money aside for the next 2 years, for the next 5 years, there's an element of life policy in it because there's an element of life, so that in case there is death, the beneficiaries will be able to get that money, and then they'll pay them the sum assured and the sum assured. There are different things in insurance, different policies that you go for. There are many, so you need to walk up to your insurance company and say, "Oh, please, which one will suit my own situation? This is who I am. This is what I'm thinking about," and then they will look for a policy that will really suit you.
So, but this is just a little outside of this, but insurance stock has been doing so well now. It's been bullish. Is this? Would you say that the new policies must have triggered this in the market?
Yes, I think that NIRA had. It has a lot to do with it. Now people know that things are going to be going well for insurance companies. The insurance companies will definitely they will have more funds to deal and get bigger businesses, and then people will be encouraged, because this one now, you can't throw people to the market and say, okay, go and put in money, recapitalize, have more money in stock, and then they don't have, there is no policy backing all those things up. We have compulsory insurances. All these compulsory insurances are supposed to be done. We have motor third party is compulsory.
It's compulsory.
Group life is compulsory once you have 3 members of staff. Builder's liability is compulsory. Somebody is building now. Something happens to a third party that came near that building, and then the owner of the building will be saying, I'm sorry, there is not. If he had that builder's liability in place, he doesn't even need to be giving excuses. Insurance companies will take it up. There are so many insurances. If they are made compulsory, I tell you, insurance companies will boom, and then they will have, the capacity to pay huge claims. No matter the level of claims, they will have the capacity, because they will be charging the accurate amount. And then all the insurances that government is supposed to even help us. I was talking about abroad. Abroad, when anything they buy, when they buy wristwatch, a new wristwatch, you have to insure it. You buy your jewelries, you know how much you have spent on those jewelries. You have to do the insurance. So there's nothing you are buying that you are not doing insurance. And then for people that have houses, you have a house, your contents in the house, you have to insure them. Even if the house is not for me, I rented the apartment, my assets that I put inside, I should up to my clothes.
Wow.
Yes, everything own can be insured.
Notes taken. Before we jump on the Novice Dip, just want to talk a little bit about, as the world has evolved, technology has gone far. How can we, how has it helped, the insurance companies? Has it been able to help, the everyday Nigerian to access all of this better?
Okay, yes, thank you. There are some insurance companies of course, most insurance companies now, you can get to them through their websites, get the information you need, and then get email addresses or phone numbers to call, and then you'll be able to do your insurance. Many people that I do insurance for.
So we can quickly do register right now.
If you send, it depends on if you have the app.
Okay.
Not all insurance companies have the app, but I'm sure everybody is working towards getting that.
Okay.
Some have, but not all. And because all these things take a lot of money, it takes a lot of getting.
Planning.
I know for my own company, we are almost done.
With the app.
We are not through yet, yes, with the app, but we are working on it so that you can sit down in the comfort of your home and buy insurance. But even apart from that, I've seen you today, Tolu. Even if I don't see you in the next 5 years, if you give me your insurance, I can be doing it for you. You just send me you have your document. Once you send it to me, these are the things I want to insure. I send it back to you. Okay, fill this form. You fill the form. You send it to me. Your KYC and all those things, I get them. And then I tell you, this is the amount you have to pay. Once you pay, you send me evidence of transfer. You pay into the company's account. Send me evidence of transfer. And I get the insurance certificate.
And you don't even need to see
I
me
don't
again.
need to see you. There are some of my clients I've not seen in years. But we do, once their insurance is getting due for renewal, I send them all the notice. Well, your insurance will be due so time. They do all the necessary things that they need to do. And it's done.
Okay, so speaking on claims, why is it that insurance companies still take a long period of time? Do we even know how long, should there be like a range when a loss happen? What is like the estimated range in which, you can get your claims?
Your claims, yeah. It depends on the kind of claims. If it's just a small motor accident, that happened and you've notified the insurance company. Do you know some people, it takes them a while to even notify the insurance company. They will not look at it that way. Yes, there was an accident, but did you notify your insurance agent or your insurance company or your broker immediately? If you notify them immediately, insurance claims it's not supposed to take a long while.
Okay.
But sometimes it's the fault of the insured. Because sometimes you will not know. You are just counting the days. It happened since last week. Meanwhile, have you submitted all the documents that are required? Some people, it takes a while before they can gather all the documents. Maybe you say you need police reports. Before they can even get police reports, it will take a while. But they will not look at it that way. Estimate of repairs. Have you gotten the estimate of repairs? Have you brought it down to the insurance company, or you've sent it? You can just snap it and send it. Did you do all the things you're supposed to do on your own side? Do you know if insurance company delays a lot? I told you, NICOM is there to report to. You can send a mail to NICOM. And that is why I said any insurance company that is worth its salt will pay claims. Once you get all the necessary documents, sometimes we need to have a loss adjuster. Loss adjusters too are in insurance industry.
Oh, sorry, what are loss adjusters?
Yeah, that's okay. They are part of us. They help us to assess claims. They are the ones that we go. If you cannot go as the insurance company, or if it's something that is huge, they are trained to go to the source, check, okay, there was a fire incident here, the whole building got burnt. What are the things?
Okay, like the investigators.
They'll carry out their investigations, and then they bring their report. So that period, that was why I said it depends on the level, on the kind of loss. Yes, there are some small losses that are easily retrievable, you can easily pay. But there are some huge losses that you can't just by the snap of fingers and just pay. No, you have to investigate. And because of fraud too, you have to confirm that yes, the loss really occurred. Yes, you can know yourself, but everybody is not like you. I only know myself, but I need to provide documentary evidence. But some people will not even be able to provide the documentary evidences. And do you know, we've seen some people that they'll say they died and they did not die. They want to make claim. Yes, from insurance companies. Some even went as far as bringing out obituaries of themselves. And they will go into hiding. Maybe some will even yapa. They will, so there has to be, the insurance has to do their thorough investigation. Sometimes that delays claims, but it's not that there's a small claim.
If we provide all the documents and your insurance company is wasting so much time and things like that, we can just send a mail.
When you provide your documents, we will send you that, okay, take, this is the charge voucher. This is how much we're going to pay for this claim. Maybe you brought 100,000, and by the time we are looking at everything, we've called maybe the mechanic, or the loss adjuster has assessed the claim, and they now came back and said, no, this we should pay 80,000. By the time we send the discharge voucher to you, that please sign this discharge voucher. It is that discharge voucher that will tell us, yes, we are in agreement with what we have done. And then we can now go ahead to pay. But some people will say, no, I don't want 80,000. How can I take? I can't take 80,000. I'd rather take 100,000. Then that one too will waste time.
Back and forth.
So if there is no back and forth and everything is done as it should, once you get your discharge voucher and you just send it to us, it's just within a few days that you should get your claims paid.
Wow, notes taken. So we'll jump on the Novice Dip, whereby our audience threw questions and just want to know more about insurance. So, what is your favorite number? So we say 6.
Number 1.
So you just pick from and then.
Okay.
Okay. How much is too much to spend on insurance?
No amount is too much. Once you know the value of what you want to insure, your assets, the value, and you are giving a good rate. We give good rates now because there's a lot of competition out there, yes. So once you are giving a good rate and no amount is too much. Because if you bought a car for 35 million and they are telling you to bring 5%. 5% of 35 million or 5% of 20 million. Let's say 20 million. You buy a car for 20 million. 5% of this is 1 million. So that 1 million, you can pay 20 million to acquire that asset, should be able to pay 1 million to insure the vehicle. So no amount is too much.
So much.
Once you have committed an amount on something.
Yes. Don't forget to look at your camera.
Okay.
Then, okay. All right. If my car never gets damaged, do you refund my premium?
Well, I was talking about insurance pool. That insurance is a pool.
Yeah.
Where we all contribute money. The fact that your own car did not get damaged does not mean another car was not damaged. And you look at it that the amount you are paying is so small. That amount you are paying is very small. So all of us are putting all this money together to be able to help those that we have losses. So even if my car does not have, I've been insuring at least 1 or 2 of our cars now for years and I've not made a claim.
Wow.
But I will not be tempted to do third party or not to even do insurance at all because I know it can happen. It might be that period that I feel it won't happen, that it might happen. And refunding money, I was talking about discounts. We call something no claim discount, but because of the way it has gone now, we can't even give that no claim discount. But there's a long-term agreement discount that we get. Not that you will get your money back. We are insuring. And we can't go to reinsurance companies to say, give us money back since we did not make claims for all this. So, insurance, it revolves. So it goes around. As you are paying your own premium, we are paying premium on even that your car that you brought to us or that asset that you've given to us to insure. So anybody, all of us are just let's just get everybody insured so that in case anything happens, nobody will fall flat and say, God, why did this happen to me?
Yeah. Okay, 3 more to go and call it a wrap. Okay. Why should I trust an insurance company even when we see banks collapse all the time?
Well, that's one of the things that NIRA has come to do. With this recapitalization, insurance companies will be recapitalized and then they have more money. And that is why anyone that will not be able to meet up with the new amount now that we're supposed to raise will either merge or go under.
Okay.
Or be acquired by another company.
Okay.
You know, when I was talking about where I was coming from, aside from Elmark Assurance, there was a recapitalization, and then Lasaco acquired Elmark Assurance. So that was how I found myself in Lasaco. Yes. So you see a lot of margins, you see a lot of acquisitions, and then you see some will still go under, unfortunately. But NICOM, I believe NICOM will have put some things in place so that the consumers will not be affected. So they either take their policies maybe to another insurance company so that they can continue. I know nobody will, with this with the recapitalization, nobody will
fall to the ground.
Yes, nobody.
Okay. That's good. And then one more, and that's it. So, can an insurance company be sued for a non-payment of claims? We're still on claims.
Yes, that's what is, we are in business to pay claims.
Okay.
So it's something we know will always come. That is why I said in your policy, there is a place where you can report to NICOM. If NICOM weighed in, they can resolve all issues. Because if they see that what is happening, is it that you don't want to pay this claim?
Mm-hmm.
They can make insurance companies to pay. But depending on what is happening, you can sue them. They can be taken to law. It's a contract. They can be taken to the court of law. Yes, you can sue insurance companies. We've had so many legal battles. It's a legal contract.
True.
So insurance companies can be sued.
Okay, one more, and that's all for today. Why do insurance companies raise premium after paying a claim?
I think that happens mostly abroad. Even in Nigeria, we don't really do that because you still want to retain that customer.
Okay.
I know in my company, we don't, it's not as if you now go out to raise, but I think abroad, if you've had a claim, you pay a higher premium when next you want to, at renewal.
Wow.
Because it would have shown that is either you are not a careful person. So they look at all that. In Nigeria, because of competition, you can't put all that, because if you tell me, this is your premium that you paid last time, you paid so amount, because of that claim that you had, we are increasing your premium now. Of course, we will run to another, or they might not even do the insurance anymore.
Yes. So I'm picking one for you for the road. What's the weirdest thing you've ever witnessed? Sorry, let me take it again. What's the weirdest thing you have witnessed someone insure? And, how do people go about insuring body parts? How does that even work?
Well, I have not really witnessed it, but I know people insure their body parts. And I know that is done mainly abroad. Maybe for all those footballers or some other people, because especially when they are using their legs to play football.
Athletes.
If anything happens, or athletes, if anything happens to them, that'll be the end of their career. So if they do insurance can take care of, maybe there's a critical illness, insurance can pay their medical bills to put them back
on track.
On track. In case there is permanent disability, insurance will pay. And, maybe the money the person was earning before, insurance might need to take it up, especially when you look at the value. So rather than the person being without, just falling out, not having anything, insurance will take it up and there's an amount that will be paid. So I think that's the so there's nothing you cannot insure. It depends on the premium the value you put on it.
So we've come to the end of today's episode, and one thing that I've learned, and I'm sure you should have learned, is that insurance isn't just for big companies and big people. It's for the everyday Nigerian. And please, guys, don't forget to insure your properties and even your life. And also, thank you so much, Mrs. Jumoke. This episode was so educational and insightful. And to the next episode, I remain your host of the Novice Podcast, Tolulope. Bye, guys.